All right, let's get to now. Stop talking about the guys who are not supposed to be out there, but the one who not only is supposed to be out there, but is playing at a level we quite haven't quite seen from him over the course of his career. It's our quarterback of the week, and it's Baker Mayfield. 27
Yeah.
to 32, 359 passing yards, five passing touchdowns, tied for the most in Bucs history, and they had a pretty good guy there for the last few years prior to Baker Mayfield playing quarterback. So what have you seen from Baker Mayfield this week and throughout the season that's basically looked like, again, the best we've ever seen from over the course of his career?
Well, first and foremost, I'll just start with the way that his teammates talk about him and the way that he carries himself on the football field. That's what a man is supposed to carry himself like. That's what a quarterback is supposed to carry himself like. He is the definition of the word dude. And you know what? They've dealt with injuries at some big positions in Tampa Bay. He hasn't blinked. He hasn't complained. He showed up and he's just balled out. This is his fourth game with 4+ passing touchdowns this season. That's unbelievable. And you have to give a lot of credit to Baker Mayfield, but also you want to give a shout out to those bigs up there for Tampa Bay. They've been able to redefine the way we look at the Tampa Bay offense. For a very long time, it was a throw first offense. They lacked the ability to run the ball. They struggled in gap schemes, but now they can do it all. And that makes Baker Mayfield that much more dangerous. It gives him advantageous looks, and he is as confident as any quarterback. It's just funny. I'm on Twitter last night, and I'm looking at pictures of Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield in the Carolina Panthers uniform competing in training camp. And then you take a look, and it's Sam Darnold leading the Minnesota Vikings to the potential 1 seed in the NFC. And you've got Baker Mayfield, obviously, with a Herculean effort this season. It's been a lot of fun to watch. I give a lot of credit to Liam Cohen as well. He's been nails the entire year, reinventing the way that they get the ball down the field, whether it's a screen game to those running backs, whether it's handing it off, creative ways to get the ball into the hands of some of these other receivers, not named Mike Evans.
I have a take that I'm going to drop on you that I want your opinion of because Baker had, we talked about some of the best rookie years of all time at quarterback position. Baker had one of those back in 2018. He was awesome. 7.7 yards per attempt, 27 touchdown passes. That broke the rookie record at the time. He was truly on a trajectory to be not only just like a franchise quarterback, be like a Cleveland legend. But I think the trade for Odell Beckham Jr. completely ruined his career in Cleveland
Wow.
because of the same things we were talking about or have talked about this year with Josh Allen. Josh Allen has stepped up as a leader more without Stephon Diggs. He has been more vocal in that locker room. Guys look more to him. It is unquestionably his team now, when before there was kind of, I don't want to say a schism, but there was a shared responsibility role or a shared role of who was the top dog. I think when they traded for Odell Beckham Jr., Baker Mayfield took a back seat in terms of not leadership, but just like mentality. And I think you saw it
Yeah.
on tape. He deferred to Odell Beckham Jr. and how he felt in that moment. And he wasn't the guy anymore dictating that locker room the way he was at Oklahoma, the way he was as a rookie in Cleveland, the way he is now in Tampa Bay, right? It's unquestionably that guy that everyone rallies around him and they're not rallying around anyone else in that locker room. Mike Evans, a very quiet superstar wide receiver. They all defer. Chris Godwin as well. They defer to Baker. It's his team.
Yeah.
I think that was
I,
lost when they traded for Odell Beckham Jr.
I think that's a really interesting hypothesis. And it makes me think once again about the Chicago Bears. And I think about sort of that schism word, and it's DJ Moore and Caleb
Yes.
Williams. And you're supposed to have this superstar receiver, do it all guy, and you want to keep him happy. And you know that at times he says very little in the media, but the little that he says is a lot. And for a guy like Caleb Williams, you got to keep that guy happy. And for Baker Mayfield, he is in the perfect setup. And you talked about Mike Evans. He's the quietest superstar we've ever seen. The guy just goes out there and gets 1,000 yards every year, doesn't say squat about anything. And Baker Mayfield's the unquestioned leader. When you get a guy like Odell Beckham, particularly at that point in his career, he was so popular. He was an enigma in
Yes.
the NFL. And you are forced to kind of take a back seat to a guy like that. And I think it's a great hypothesis.
Yeah, I do just You obviously know more than me about the dynamic in NFL locker rooms, but I know that dynamic. It's every walk of life. You know, any job you're doing, if that's the case, like when you're deferring to someone else, when you should be the leader, you're just not going to be at your best consistently. So I do think Baker Mayfield, we're finally seeing it. And if you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, you got to be happy as heck about it.